It is World Autism Day, and welcome to Life Cafe. Today we're going to speak about autism. One of the reasons why I want to do this video is because in our family we have been touched by autism. And while I want to keep their privacy and I don't want to get personal or say who in the family I am speaking of, I'm going to refer that to be anonymous. But in today's video, I want to talk about autism because it is National Awareness Day, but I want to shift the focus more so than awareness to acceptance. And I want to change that dialogue to go from fear and pity to support and empowerment. Autism is marked by some challenges such as understanding social cues, norms, tone of voice, nonverbal and verbal communication. And I'm speaking more specifically about what they would call the mild side of autism, which is Asperger's or Aspies for short. Once you see an autistic person, it doesn't mean you've seen all of them. They all have their own unique challenges, just as regular people that don't have a diagnosis. Some problems, some slight ones or severe, with social interaction, avoiding eye contact altogether. Maybe they have good eye contact, but they have self-injurious behaviors, they have inappropriate responses or comments. Known, but there has been speculation that it could be due to genetics or environmental causes. As you may see are things with communication, social interaction, behavior issues, learning difficulties, and the way they think. And they're a little bit different in their thinking, their social, emotional, their communication skills. There sometimes could be issues with inflexibility to the environment, echolalia, which is repeating phrases or words, sensory integration challenges, like unusual reactions to the way that the things that they touch, see, smell, look, feel, and sound. This is first found usually in their developmental delay stages, and it's usually around 18 to 24 months or even up to 2 years when parents or the doctor start suspecting that there might be some delays in different areas. So early intervention is definitely crucial. Services that you may get based on the needs are speech and language therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy. Definitely social skills is a big one here, and how to interact with others, learning, speaking, and acting abilities. Suspicions that your child may have some delays in certain areas is to take them to your doctor, or better yet, to a children's developmental center. They are a pediatric specialist in autism. There's no cure, so you don't want to cure them anyhow, because this is a different way of thinking. Their minds think a little bit different than what you would call typical. I don't like to use the word normal, so that's why I say typical. Typical or atypical, in either case, we all have different minds, we all think differently, and we should be inclusive in the world of autism. The focus of interventions is to improve cognitive ability and maximize the ability to function and participate and become productive citizens in their community and in their world as an adult. It's good to target their individual needs. Place is to improve a better outcome as adults, such as education, job training, employment, housing, transportation, and social communication and function. So treatment is based on individual needs to improve outcomes as an adult, such as education, job training, employment, housing, transportation, and social communication. And such interventions that are given, the earlier the better, are things like ABA, which is applied behavior analysis, social skills, assistive technology, OT, which is occupational therapy, PT, which is physical therapy, speech and language therapy, sensory, dietary, medication, alternative medicine. Now I know I'm going quickly through these, but these are some of the things that they use. It's kind of like a multidisciplinary approach, and it includes family participation, which is a really big part in this. ABA, which is applied behavior analysis, like I've already said, encourages positive behavior intervention and discourages negative behaviors. And the way they do this is they track the progress and they measure the goals. It's kind of like when we create SMART goals is the same thing they do here. And being a registered nurse, we kind of started our program when I was in nursing school with goals. They were called BOs, behavioral objectives. So we all have goals and objectives in life in general. So this is a way that is part of the autism interventions as well. I already mentioned some things like assistive technology, maybe communication boards, picture symbols. Those are ways to help people that are autistic to better communicate. OT, occupational therapy, would be things to help them in areas of maybe self-care and activities of daily living, dressing, eating, bathing, that sort of thing. And also social skills plays a big portion in this, especially for Asperger's, which is a mild side of autism, and interaction, conversation, social reciprocity, those kind of things. And then it moves on into medication, perhaps anxiety and depression treatment, for any self-injurious behaviors, and any treatment for seizures. Early stages, when your child is still young, you may also seek an audiologist to do a hearing test. And that's because some kids may be in their own world, is what some parents will quote, and they see their kid in a corner and they're playing all day long. They're well content, but they're kind of ambivalent to their environment. And so they have those sensory issues. Maybe they're doing some head banging and there's no reason for it, or maybe they're getting upset and they go into full-blown tantrum. So basically, being autistic means that there might be some challenges such as motor skills, language, sensory, perception, and executive functioning. So if you do have a test and there's nothing wrong with the hearing, the next step would be to find out if the child has auditory processing disorder, which is another way as to how they listen. So it's kind of equivalent to, when you go in a restaurant and it's really loud in there and it's busy, people are talking. Well, most of us are able to kind of block that off, but some people that are autistic, they're not able to do that. So their sensory is very hypervigilant, I guess. It's hypersensitive. So they kind of become overwhelmed with that. So, and it's hard for them to process. They could receive the information when you're trying to speak to them, but it kind of appears muffled to them. So you kind of have to give them some time to process that sort of thing. Different levels of support ranging from 1, 2, or 3, and that is based on the type of support that they need. So maybe they need minimal support, that would be a 1, and a 3 would be like maximum support. And so the goal of autism is not to focus on the disease or awareness, is to focus on acceptance, inclusive, and also the intervention, the earlier the better, like I said, is focused so that the treatment or the interventions rather address the signs and symptoms or challenges that are affecting their ability to navigate the world. And the goal is to decrease anxieties and manage emotions and be a well-rounded and balanced functioning adult in the world. Is what autism is, and the reason why I made this video is because every year I'd like to celebrate Autism World Day by focusing more on acceptance and being inclusive. So if you would like to check out my other videos, I do have a series that's like a mini series that I did last year, and I will put a link down below. I think it's a series of 15 videos. They're kind of short, so it's not that long, like maybe 5 to 8 minutes. It's a little bit more about what my experience with autism has been, because our family has out more in detail as to what are the things you may see. So I hope this video has helped. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to be healthy, well, happy, and organized. Many blessings. Stay safe and be well, and stay tuned for my next video. Many blessings.